The euro currency continues to see a move higher after last Thursday's dip below parity versus the dollar. We got down to 99.50. Today we saw the euro getting as high as 102 before seeing it back up to about 101.5 to end the session. A lot of things going on here. The dollar, which had been on a tear higher, saw a modest pullback from those highs that we've talked about, the 20-year highs we've seen the dollar on. Likewise, we continue to hear more from the ECB itself. They're expected to raise rates this week. How aggressively they're going to see some kind of a rate hike cycle is yet unclear. If you look at what the Fed's done, obviously they've raised rates from 0 up to 1.5% and likely on their way to about 3.25%, 3.5% by year end. The ECB, meanwhile, is in negative rate territory right now, on their way to possibly 1% by year end. But a lot of that can change. Still a lot of days between now and December 31st, and clearly the inflation versus growth tug of war will continue. Right now, inflation seemingly getting the best of it, but we'll have to wait and see. But the euro, after seeing a plummet down below parity with the dollar, has now rebounded higher, back above parity, at least for the moment, and the ECB meets later this week. Now, what does this all have to do with volatility? Well, check out that CVOL index over at cmegroup.com. You'll notice that volatility has been moving inversely to price. So as prices have been declining in the euro, we've seen volatility moving higher. Now, as we saw that little bit of a push higher off those lows from last week, volatility has started to turn south a little bit. So seeing a little bit of a turn in volatility as prices have risen. Last, let's talk about the positioning. What are speculators doing? Well, as of last Tuesday, they were continuing to get short. This is the shortest they've been since March of 2020. So clearly, the sentiment remains the same. It will be interesting to see what happened in those days after Tuesday, between Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Monday. Did they start to get more optimistic on buying and covering their shorts, or was it more of just a random short covering ahead of the ECB meeting? A lot of position squaring happens ahead of key events like central bank meetings. So the euro, after dipping below parity last Thursday, did see a modest rebound, but don't forget we have ECB this week, Bank of Japan as well, and likewise we have the Federal Reserve next week. So still a lot of central bank issues going around as they continue to fight inflation at the expense of growth.